even if it wasn't the most pretty games down in Orlando and Houston, still 6 points. Thoughts on the road trip down there and coming up with full points?
Well, obviously, it's a very successful road trip for us. In this league, it's very tough to win on the road, and to do it back-to-back on short rest, it's credit to the coaching staff, credit to all the players, and even if we didn't play at our highest level possible, we'll take the 6 points and we'll continue in this fashion.
What are some of the things you think you guys could do better and improve on going into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think we got a little sloppy when we were up 2-0 in both games. We could have put the game away with a couple chances offensively, and then we could have also put the game away defensively. We allowed too many opportunities at 2-0 up, and that created a little bit of belief within the two teams that we played. And as a result, we were pinned for most of the second half in both games. So in that, I'd like to see us do better in that sense. But in the end, credit to the boys for pulling it out and getting 2 victories on the road.
What do you think happens when it's 2-0? Is it a mental thing, or is it a tactical thing where you guys just make mistakes?
I think it's a little bit of everything. Complacency has to be one of them. Being content with being 2-0. We're a team that emphasizes to score more goals, put the game away. But unfortunately, on the road, it's very tough. Number 2, it's also the other team, gaining belief within themselves, putting guys forward, substitutes, being on the road. At 2-0. Away from home, you see it here a lot in CenturyLink. If we're down, we're throwing guys forward and we're changing the tempo. So I think it's a little bit of smaller things, and it adds up into us getting pinned back and trying to hold on to the lead.
You guys have been basically playing playoff soccer for 5 months now because you couldn't really afford to lose any games. I mean, how tough is that mentally? How taxing is that on a team to basically have to be? What you're talking about is trying to stay perfect for a whole game. I mean, how tough is that to do since you guys have been doing it since July, and do you think you have to guard against letdowns because of that?
Right. No, I think it's stressful having to do it the way we did it this season. But I think it made our team even stronger. Going through this 9-game win streak and then losing, a game that maybe we shouldn't have lost, and then all of a sudden we're back at a 5-game win streak. I think it just adds to the team, the character, the culture within the team that, hey, look, we're pretty hard to beat, and if we can continue this into the playoffs, then we'll put ourselves in a good spot. But like you said, if we've been playing playoff soccer for 5 months, it can wear on you. Because it is so stressful, so demanding. Every game is like a final. But I do believe that we have a strong team from top to bottom, and I think that's why we've been successful over the last 5 months or so.
On an individual level, I think you're up to 8 assists now on the season. Do you think that's just a product of getting to play higher up the field a little more, or do you ever set goals or targets for numbers or anything like that?
Mentally, I try to surpass my numbers every year, but every year is different. I'm playing half the year at right mid, and we've been winning a lot of games, so I can't complain about that. But in the end of the day, I'm getting more assists because I'm playing higher up the field. But I still think I could definitely have more. I could be sharper in my final pass, or more selfish shooting, and that's something I'm working on, and that comes with experience playing at right mid. But in the end, I'm happy with where the team is at this point, and from an individual standpoint, I'm happy to help.
And you've also played a full 90 in I think pretty much every game except for one. How do you feel physically? Is there any fatigue, or are you just young enough where it doesn't matter?
No, the playoffs are coming, so at this point, fatigue doesn't really matter. You play your heart away for as long as you can, and you understand that we have a quality team, and if something were to happen, knock on wood, that the next guy is ready. And but it's also about keeping your body fresh by being smart, eating right, sleeping, and doing all the stuff in the training room.
Steph has had one of the best years of his career. What have you made of the season he's had?
Well, Steph, Steph is just an incredible human being. He'll dodge every compliment you give him, but that's just the way he is. He will credit the defense and the team, but to be honest, we've gotten saved so many times by him, and I certainly believe that he's goalkeeper of the year. And if he doesn't get it, then he's our goalkeeper of the year. So credit to him. He puts in the work day in and day out, always watching film. He's a true professional, and this year has been great, but I think there's more to come.
You've been able to watch Chad Marshall a lot during your time here in Seattle. What is it about him that makes him so effective as a center back?
Well, I think his positioning is extremely good. He understands the game so much that he's able to find his angles with tracking back and also winning his duels. At the end of the day, forwards don't want to size up against him, and also they don't want to run in behind against him. I think forwards don't really want anything to do with him, if I'm being quite honest. He cuts angles extremely well and tracks guys. He's very vocal with his midfielders, and I think those are qualities that make him Defender of the Year.